Hello everyone, my name's Cole and welcome back to another Minecraft video. Today I'm going to give you an update on the large ship carrier that I've been working on for the past several weeks. I know it's been a bit of time since you've had a video on this project, and that's because I got a little burnt out on it. If any of you have ever worked on a large project before, you'll know that it's a lot of the time it's a lot of like small tedious work that needs to be done, and this project that I've been working on is no different, and I got a little tired of it. So what I did is just took a bit of a break, took a step back, and now I'm back to it, and I've done a lot of work, and so I want to show you some of the things I've done. So this interior, this first floor and second floor, they're probably about 85 to 95% done. Sorry, 85 to 90% done. Just a few more pieces of work that need to be put in order for it to be done. So I'm going to take you through some of that work here now. So I've completed the officers' quarters over here, with the exception of the hallway. So I have to do the hallway out here, and then this main hallway in here. I'm not sure if I'm going to extend the rooms out a little bit, or kind of keep this broken out like this and have kind of common areas. I'll play around with it a bit and then decide what I'm going to do. But each of these rooms pretty much look about the same. So they all have a little seating area. They have a bedroom area with glass right in here. And like, if this ship were like a real ship, it would have like a button the person can push, and this would become like a private room, so kind of like a privacy screen or what have you. And then they each have their own bathrooms. I don't know if I showed these bathrooms before. It's the same design, same concept as the enlisted men's and women, the enlisted people's own washrooms and such. Except for the officers, they're private. The other rooms here are pretty much the same. There's 3 other rooms. They've got a bit extra, a bit of a larger seating area and a bit of a larger bedroom. Overall, the rooms are just larger, and they can accommodate a larger bedroom and then a little bit of a music area as well. And then the bathrooms are pretty much the same size as well. So I'm not going to take you into the other rooms, but they are almost identical. But I will take you into the warrant officer's room, so the person who's in charge of like personnel and ship operations and such, but like in a like he's not the captain of the ship or the first officer. It's the guy who makes sure that everybody's doing what they're supposed to be doing. So in his room, he also has his office. So he's got a little seating area with a console up above. And then over here he has his desk, and this is where most of the business of the ship is going to be conducted. So things like making sure that parts for the ships are being ordered and arrived, as well as food and other stuff like that. So that all happens right here. He's got a little private seating area right there, and then he's got a little library, music area, and then of course his bedroom, which has the same privacy screen that I was talking about earlier. So these rooms here, there's probably a few like odds and ends that need to be added in. Like for example, in this bathroom here, he's got a large bathroom, but there's nothing really over in this area. So I do want to add in some things to kind of fill this room out a little bit more, but that'll come at a little bit of a later time. So just little odds and ends like that need to be completed in these rooms. So we'll head out over here. We'll come back over here to the Medbay first, which I've got completed. So this is another example of a room that is mostly complete but needs a little bit more work here and there. So in this med area, we've got 3 cots. So for patients who have kind of like minor injuries or just kind of being observed, so they have their beds right in here. Then we've got a little bit of a waiting area, and then a spot right here for the doctors and nurses to do their paperwork. In here is kind of a surgical / quarantine style area. This is an MRI style machine, plus it can do operations and a whole bunch of other stuff. So the patient goes into the center, and then the doctor or nurse can do the work on the outside from here. I haven't decided if I'm going to put in an operation table in this room. There doesn't make sense for there to be a seating area right here. I've just kind of thrown that in. So I know I need to rip that out and put something else in. And then I need to put some more like bits and bobs over on here for like this kind of like a testing style area. So some more work in this room needs to be done, but this is the general layout that I'm pretty much going to go with. I've also completed the kitchen, which is up over here, the kitchen and mess hall, which we'll go into. So over here we have like a cold storage refrigerator. Let's see if I can get inside here. There we go. So talking about end rods and not liking the effects that come off, this works really well inside of this freezer right here. It's like frost kind of floating off in the room. So I like the effect in certain circumstances. So yeah, it works out pretty well in here. So this is for cold storage for things like meats and fruits and vegetables and all that stuff. And then dry storage is up over here. We've got a little console area where the chefs and the cooks can order their food and organize their day, and then food is prepared right here. Up over here is the mess hall. And so once the food's prepared in the kitchen, it comes over to the mess hall into this buffet. So the hot foods are right in here, and then the drink station's right over here. And this mess hall is basically a mirror image of itself. So we have it kind of going off in like a little bit of a U shape. So we've got some seating right here, and then larger seating over off on these sides. And yeah, so you can have like small individual groups or one large group party style table as well, and that's the same on the other side too. So things that need to be adjusted in this room, these kind of dividing walls right here that kind of steer people into like lines and stuff like that. I'm not sure if I'm going to keep them here or if I'm going to pull them out, or even if I just change their color. That's something that needs to be decided on a little bit later. So now we can head upstairs, and I'll show you the second floor for what's completed up there. All right, so if you'll remember, we've got the first officer's quarter on this side and the captain's quarters on this side. Both of those rooms are identical. I just used the flip command, and I copied and pasted it in, so they are both the same. But inside the captain's quarters right here, we have a little seating area where people can be, before they need to go and see the captain, they'll wait right in here, and then there's that same sort of privacy screen. And yeah, and then the captain has his desk right here, and then some spots for people to sit around. Then he also has a little formal seating area right there, his own private bathroom up over here, which reminds me I need to put bath mats in the other rooms. So I'll write that down and put that on my list. And then he's got his own private bedroom right here. So this room here, this layout, I think is probably the least fleshed out. You'll see a little bit later when we go on the bridge, the captain also has an office on the bridge off to the side. So actually, now that I think about it, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense for the captain to have another office or another desk in his own personal quarters. So I'm probably going to rip this out. I don't like the design of the desk anyway, but yeah, so I'm probably going to rip this out and put something else in. First officer's quarters is the same, and I'll probably rip out the same thing over there. We have a little briefing room / training room right in here, so nothing too special, just a desk and an overhead console up above. The room on the other side of the wall is the exact same as this. And then right here we have the main briefing room. So when they're about to engage into some fighting, all of the pilots and such will come in here, the pilots of the ship, because we'll have the large ships that you see down there, then a bunch of small ones that'll all kind of come in here into the briefing room, and then the main flight instructor or the squadron leader. Sorry, that's what they call them. The squadron leader will brief the pilots on the upcoming mission. So they've got their own little desks there, and then some consoles up above where information can be displayed. All right, so we'll come up in here to the bridge right now as well. So this is like some of the other ships that I built. This ship is built purely for combat. There's no science or exploration or anything like that. So all of the ships are designed, so this bridge is designed to get all of the information to the decision makers. So we have a large captain's chair right here, so they can sit down right here, and they have all of the information of everything they could possibly want to know about the battle, about the ship, all of that stuff displayed right in front of them, with a little sort of input console right off to their side. So up here, up front, we've got a console for navigation. We've got consoles, just lots of consoles here. Navigation for short-term, or not short-term, so like long-distance navigation, so like FTL, one for communication. And then over here, this is kind of like in Star Wars, where they have the conference style tables where the holograms are showing up on the table, and it shows all of your movements, all your troop movements, their troop positions, as well as enemy positions. So all that information is presented right here. And then the information, the way that this will work is that you'll have a bunch of people, a bunch of officers around here tracking what's going on, and then that's sent to this person right up here, and then this person will send the information to the people who need to know it. So all that decision making is done around this conference table right here. Up over on this side, we have the weapons area, and so this is the actual weapons and cannons that are on this ship, as opposed to the fighters. And all that information is controlled and viewed up here, and then the person manning the station will send it to these stations right here, which will control the guns. So as far as the weapons go, I'm planning on putting cannons all along the sides of the ship here on both sides, and I'm still toying with the idea of putting a large cannon on the front of the ship. I had originally thought or planned about putting um, kind of like like a landing pad, so you can have two ships landing here on each side. But if I do that, I'll need to make a tunnel that goes into the ship to create an airlock, and there's not really a good space to put it in here, because if I could put it here, it'd be into the mess hall, which it doesn't really make a lot of sense to put that there. So I'm going to play around with that, but I may end up just going with making it weapons and guns and such. And then inside here, back on the ship, on the side of the bridge here, we've got the captain's office. So because I have this office here, I like this desk design a lot better. And because I have this office here, I'm going to get rid of the desk that's in his room. I think that makes just a bit more sense. So we've got this here, two doors, one door out into the hallway and one onto the bridge. And then the other side has the primary conference room. And so this is where wars and such will be planned. This is where meetings will be held. So if they're negotiating a surrender, all of that stuff, all the foreign dignitaries would meet inside this room right here. So a few more things need to be done in this room, just to kind of like add a bit more flavor to it, because it's a little bit boring right now. But that's going to be something that's going to come up a little bit later when we do the finishing of the ship. So as far as things on this floor that need to get done, it's the hallways, it's the few things in each of the rooms, and then I need to figure out something to do with this area as well. The final few things that need to be done, I guess we'll go down here first. So this is the biggest part, the biggest thing that I've been putting off, is the hangar bay. I know I'm going to have main engineering back over in here somewhere, and then I'm going to put the holodecks in this area here. So it's going to be a fairly large holodeck. I'm going to put one on this side and then one on the other side. And I'm going to have one's just going to be empty, and then the other one's going to have a holodeck program running and installed on it, which I think is going to be pretty neat. I'm looking forward to building that. But the biggest thing that I'm not looking forward to is actually completing this hangar area. So I know the ships need to... right now, the ships are mirror images because of how I copied them in and how I've done flips and copies and rotates and all that stuff. So I need to go out and get the ships from over there, and I need to paste them into the build in here to get them working proper again, or looking proper. I'll just show you quickly what I mean by that. So this ship's actually working fine. Okay, I need to review what needs to happen with that. But either way, I need to make sure that all of these ships look proper. I need to copy in or build some smaller little fighter jets in here. And then I just need to have a bunch of like maintenance things around. So like tool chests and like cranes and hoists and stuff like that all in this area. And then I need to hide lighting, because the sea lantern strips that are in here, I need to figure out some better way to light this area. And I need to light from the top down as well, so both top and bottom lighting. So I'll need to figure that out. This hangar is probably going to be just a video all by itself because of the amount of work that needs to be done. Yeah, so this is the least thing that I'm looking forward to doing. It's something that I've been putting off. The other thing that needs to be done is this hydroponics area. This is the area that I think I'm most looking forward to, like next to the hollow decks, furnishing this area with trees and gardens and such. I'm looking forward to. I'm going to put in probably some custom trees. I've worked on some custom trees in the past, and they haven't turned out very well. But I've got a nice large area that I can work with in here. So I'm willing to give another shot, and we'll see how it goes. And then, of course, let's see if I can sneak out right here. Yeah, okay. We'll sneak out here. And then, of course, I need to finish up the outside of the ship. So putting in guns. I need to figure out what I'm going to do for the rear thrusters. I might be able to tie that into when I do the main engineering. And then figure out what I'm going to do with the windows on the back of the ship. So I haven't put in a window right here because it interferes with a wall. So I might just put it in just for the sake of having it, just for the sake of symmetry, and then just, pretend like it's not a problem. But yeah, for the most part, that's the ship. That's the build so far. Yeah, there's not really much else to say. I put in a lot of work. I spent about 8 hours. So the last video that I did was copying this ship into my flat building world and doing some maintenance. And then since that time, I've put about 8 hours into building out the rest of the ship here and planning and stuff like that. So yeah, anyway, I hope you enjoyed today's video. And if you do, I appreciate it, and I'll catch you next time. Thanks for watching.